you could get away with it because you're Kenny.
At this point, there's no one in the game, not even AJ Styles, not even Roman Reigns, not even Kevin Owens, anybody who's in WWE they can't touch him. Anybody in AEW right now, they can't touch him. Adam Page couldn't even touch him.
And this is how you know he's changing the game. If the WWE plays along, do we even care?
No, we don't.
Right? We have an AEW baby coming up, guys.
Oh, yeah, John Moxley and Renee Paquette. Congratulations.
No, we are talking about Cody and Brandy's baby.
Baby season is coming. Baby feet is everywhere.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to this week's episode of the Weekly Sinister. My name is Beefy Supreme. Beef
Supremo! And it's your boy, A-Style.
And we are here to talk all things AEW, all things wrestling, all things fun. So right off the bat, you can't go further without talking about our boy, Kenny Omega.
Who?
Kenny Omega.
That's what I thought.
That is who I'm talking about. That's what we're talking about. He is the talk of the town. Mm-hmm. And now we are back to the golden years, baby. The Bullet Club is back in town, Ace. What do you think?
And I don't want it to be back in town.
Wait, what?
I don't want the Bullet Club to be back in town. I think it's great what Kenny Omega's doing. The Infinity Gauntlet is here. He wants all the champions. He wants all the titles. But without the help of the Bullet Club would be great. I think the Bullet Club is dead. It's passe. Let's get rid of it. I don't want it.
What? Wait, I came in ready. I'm like, oh, Ace is going to want to hang out. Let's talk about Bullet Club. Let's get some matching t-shirts. You're not excited for this?
I'm not excited for it. And I'll tell you why I'm not excited for it. Because it's passe. We've moved on from the Bullet Club. The Bullet Club has been in every single company in this business today. And guess what? It's time to move on. We already have Jay White, who is already the Bullet Club leader in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I don't want to see this little mini reunion of the Bullet Club.
No, it's not a reunion. You are the one that told me. Are you not looking forward for a potential Ibushi standoff?
I am.
And how do you think we're gonna get there if when we show up to New Japan, there's a Bullet Club there? We got a Bullet Club Civil War going on, Ace. How are you?
We've already seen the Civil War, though.
No, America has not seen a Civil War. Like, we literally we got the Good Brothers reunited with Kenny Omega, and you're not looking forward to this.
I'm not. You know what I was looking forward to? I was wanting Rich Swann to lose and bow down to Kenny Omega. Instead, we have a trio. We have a six-man tag team match. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted.
So what is it? So we had talked about him showing up on Impact. He's gonna try to get all of the stones. Which, by the way, we'll talk about your theory in a bit, but it's starting to come true. What do you want from him on Impact?
I want him to go in the middle of the ring, say, "I am the greatest, best bout machine in this business," and then challenge Rich Swann and says, "You know what? You don't cut it, kid. You don't cut it. It's time to bring balance back to the force." Shout out to Mandalorian, by the way.
Shout out to the Mandalorian. It was a great week.
Big facts. But the point is this, right? I wanted Kenny Omega to go in there, challenge Rich Swann, beat his ass in 1, 2, 3, like he did Sonny Kiss, and then move on.
Okay, first of all, Sonny Kiss is not Rich Swann. First of all, okay, that's fair. I get that that's what we want. America has not experienced the Bullet Club. So, America has never experienced that. It would be different if, when the NWO went to the WWE, we were like, we've seen that. Or if the Four Horsemen show up, in another company. We've seen certain reiterations of teams. No one in America knows the Bullet Club. They became cool in Japan. It's an introduction.
I get what you're saying, but we've been there, done that, and I don't want to see that again. It's time to move on, young Skywalker. We have to.
Wow. Well, with that, I guess if we don't care about the Bullet Club, well, let's go straight. Yes, always too sweet, of course. Always too sweet. Let's go. Kenny Omega posted a picture, and I think it was a fan picture.
It was.
With him animated as Thanos. And he has the Infinity Stones, and he already has the 3-play-out title. He already has the AEW title.
Yes.
It looks like he's gearing up for for the Impact title,
yes.
which again is what you're looking forward to.
Yes.
And on that same hand, I saw New Japan, baby.
I did too. Again, my theory, and we said it here first, and we can finish it. I said that this is going to lead to Kenny Omega becoming the almost too powerful, right? He legit. If you watched Triple A last week, right, the way he decimated
that was
bout.
Beautiful. That was classic wrestling.
Beautiful match, right? But he decimated that match. He was owning that match. This man is on a different level, right? This man, we remember the Kenny Omega who was trying to beat Okada, right? Trying to beat Okada, trying, and he got it, and he lost it, and then that was it, right? And he went off and did the Golden Lovers, and that was it. But to me, Kenny Omega did not get what he wanted. Yes, he got the big one. Yes, he won the big one, but it still wasn't enough. And I feel like now he wants to change the business entirely, and that's what he's doing.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. By the way, I feel like I go back and forth. Sometimes I want like wrestlers to be larger than life, and I've told you on this show. I feel like sometimes the wrestlers in AEW, like they're shorter than like your Stone Colds and Rocks and Triple H's. I was wrong. I feel like I still want that, and I feel like it's larger than life. But Kenny Omega is proving that if you're like a great wrestler in the ring, that's enough. That is enough to make you a superstar throughout the world. Who doesn't want to watch Kenny Omega right now?
And that's the epitome of what this run is going to be, right? It's this idea of
pure wrestling.
It's pure wrestling, but it's also the fact that he's changing the game, right? No one up until this modern era has been multiple champion throughout generations, throughout companies, and he's trying to do that. He is trying to set the stage of, I am the ultimate champion, not the WWE Universe champion. No. I am the multiverse champion of champions.
And you realize if this happens, this will probably, if it happens, which so far he's doing great, I don't know if it could ever be replicated.
No, it can't. And that's why he tweeted. He himself tweeted, what are your favorites doing? How are they changing the dial? How are they moving the dial?
Yes. And that goes back to, again, I was wrong with, I still feel like wrestlers, sometimes you want the larger than life people, but he is proving that we need a new generation. And that's why the Bullet Club was big. You know, people wanted something different, and sometimes we don't get it through like the big corporations. And Kenny Omega's proving it. You're right. He tweeted that. Kenny Omega also tweeted about Ibushi himself. And he was talking about, actually, I don't know if he tweeted, but he talked about it on Jericho's podcast. And he said, you know, I would probably be a white meat baby face if it wasn't for the Bullet Club. I would be just like Ibushi without ever accomplishing anything. Like what?
My God.
Man, there's no way your theory doesn't happen anymore.
It has to happen. Because here's the thing, right? And it goes from the Golden Lovers coming back together, because the story is beautiful, right? Kenny Omega is beautiful. If you watch his documentary on TSN, it tells you the story of a guy trying to change the game, which is why, to me, he is everything that CM Punk wanted to be. That is a shot fired.
Oh my God. Okay.
But the point is, he is trying to change the game, and he is. And in doing so, he's going to become this evil, tyrannical villain, where he's going to become this almost larger than life persona where he takes and takes and takes.
He's already reprehensible. Like, no one likes him.
No one likes him. I mean, look at the match that he did this past Wednesday with Joey Janela. I'm not gonna lie, I was very disgusted by it, because it's not the fact that we know
me, Kenny.
It is, because we know that Kenny Omega is a great wrestler. We know that he's pound for pound one of the best bout machines. But the way he was treating Joey Janela was almost like, you're a pissant. You're nothing but, you're below me. And the fact that he was commentating. Go ahead.
And he was right. I think that's what's disgusting. It's not like, oh, you know, you're treating people bad. You're like acting mean. You know, you could get away with it because you're Kenny. Like, you are better than Joey Janela. You're better than Laredo Kid. Like, honestly, he's better than Rich Swann. No one's going to stop him except Ibushi is the only challenge that could truly, and I actually think Ibushi could challenge him, but mentally. on a physical, on a wrestling level, I don't even think Ibushi could take him either.
At this point, there's no one in the game, not even AJ Styles, not even Roman Reigns, not even Kevin Owens, anybody who's in WWE they can't touch him. Anybody in AEW right now, they can't touch him. Adam Page couldn't even touch him, and that's who we thought could touch him. I don't think he's untouchable right now. He is right now the greatest wrestler on this planet, and he's going to prove it. When he gets a gauntlet, that's a wrap.
It is a wrap, and this is how you know he's changing the game. If the WWE plays along, like say they're like, hey, we want NXT to be involved in like this interpromotional stuff. Let's get something going. Do we even care?
No, we don't.
Right? Like if they're like, hey, we want some of our NXT guys, we want like maybe our SmackDown roster or Raw roster to participate in this Kenny Omega like situation. I don't think it matters.
It doesn't. It's not the fact. And again, I think Brian Alvarez said this this past week. He said, it's funny because you have a company who has arguably the greatest roster of our generation, which they do. WWE right now has the greatest roster of our generation, but
they have the worst booking, baby.
But they have the worst booking, and now these stars are falling in comparison to the likes of Kenny Omega.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Young Bucks, everybody else. So it's sad, and that's why I'm saying with NXT, what is NXT doing? What is happening in NXT? I don't know.
And that's why, going back to Kenny doing this, you know, I had forgotten, but AAA has this relationship with Marvel, and they actually have some of the Marvel characters coming out. Again, I think we're heading towards a Thanos situation. He might even dress up like Thanos, which would be kind of cool. He would have a gauntlet, but I don't even think we need NXT in that hand. Like, no one cares. We have Karrion Kross. We have Finn Balor, and I don't have any memorable moments from Finn Balor in NXT. We have an amazing roster. You're completely right. We have all of these guys. Gargano's one of those guys that almost feels like he puts on a classic every month, and I don't remember them. Like,
you don't.
What are we doing?
Because this is the problem, right? The problem is we're moving away from, even though you have great matches in the ring, you're not connecting with me on an emotional
They're not
level,
connecting.
right? And that's the problem with NXT. NXT is hot shot booking everything. They're randomly just throwing things together.
And sometimes, like, talent still works. War Games was excellent, by the way. Like, the matches are excellent, but you move on. You know, as soon as War Games ended, I was like, oh, that was great. You know, Pat McAfee did great. Oh, like, we had great matches, great performances. Io Shirai throwing herself. Like, you have memorable stuff, but then the next day I'm like looking up what Kenny Omega did.
And that is, again, why Kenny Omega is telling you, what are your favorites doing, right?
Exactly.
And that's the thing, right? Exactly. WWE, and even Don Callis said, WWE's over here trying to make memories. Kenny's making history.
It's true. That's more important. True. And you make memories by making history. You can't. This is like Marvel versus DC all over.
It really is.
A DC movie, like the Zack Snyder movies that we got, they're trying to make moments, like moments in trailers, and like they look cool. But if you actually sit down and watch it, you know you're not watching history. And that's what's happening with Kenny. We know we're watching something special. I'm like, fine, I'll watch Triple A. Fine, I'll watch Impact. Fine, I'll watch all of these additional things because I know this is never going to happen again, and they're making an effort to make something cool for me.
Exactly. And that's the difference. That's the difference why, at this point, we have Raw's lowest ratings. SmackDown is somewhat still staying afloat. NXT is dwindling in hot shot booking, and they don't know what the hell's going on with themselves, while Kenny is making history. And this is the reason why Raw has the lowest ratings and is floundering. This is why SmackDown right now is barely staying afloat, and why NXT is just figuring out, who are they? Who is NXT? I don't know anymore. I don't know what the future is for NXT anymore.
And that's important. Again, people have said that if AEW wasn't on Wednesdays, or if NXT wasn't on Wednesdays, they would make 1 million viewers a week. And it was obviously meant to be like a competitive thing against them. I think they're showing that it doesn't matter. They're willing to give talent somewhere else. So I'm happy. We're probably going to keep talking about Kenny for like the next few weeks, the next few months. We have Wrestle Kingdom coming up in January. Agreed. I'm really excited, man.
Yeah, I know. Me too. Kenny right now is revigorating my love for wrestling. AEW has done that, and it's a great time. It's a great time to be an AEW fan.
I agree. Again, if you guys have any ideas that you could think of for Christmas that my family could get me, there's lots of AEW stuff out there. So
Anyway.
And talking about memorable AEW moments, we have an AEW baby coming up, guys.
Oh, yeah, Jon Moxley and Renee Paquette. Congratulations. Congratulations. Friends of the show, friends of the pod. Oh, man, what an amazing baby that's going to be. Just an amazing hardcore baby.
No, we are talking about the announcement of Cody and Brandy's baby coming to the world. We have a new AEW baby. They did a whole promo about it.
They did.
I'm guessing you're not you can't say you're not a big fan.
I didn't say that. I thought you were talking about Jon Moxley. Sorry. No, yeah. Congratulations to Brandon Rhodes and Cody Rhodes. It's an amazing feat. Baby season is coming. Baby feet is everywhere. It's 'tis the season to pop them babies.
I have a bone to pick with you. Last week you made it seem like you don't think Cody is a main eventer. I thought we were talking in kayfabe terms, and I thought we like you are insane. You are insane.
Why am I insane?
If you truly believe Cody has main event, he's led this company. Like when we didn't have anyone,
he has.
Like, how are you gonna say he's not a main eventer? What is wrong with you?
I didn't say he was a main eventer. I'm saying he himself doesn't believe he's on the main event status.
You believe Cody's the main eventer?
I believe Cody Rhodes is the main eventer, but he himself does not believe that, and everybody around him. Everybody around him.
We can't disrespect.
I'm not disrespecting him. He's not
a nightmare, baby.
He is the forefront of AEW. He, in my honest opinion, him and Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega are carrying this company, and that's
I
true.
Agree. I fully agree.
But him himself, he doesn't see it that way. Cody Rhodes is still trying to figure out, what can I do to become an
I like that. Which again, it goes back to why he struggled with Sting, giving him that comment. I like that. So I feel like we're getting all of these babies. You know, Triple H had his babies. Now AEW, we have everyone in the Shield, and they all have girls. I think they all have, like, Seth Rollins just had a girl. Roman Reigns has twins. I'm not sure if they're girls, but I think he has a girl. Yeah. And now Jon Moxley has a girl, and now Cody is announcing his baby. What does the future look like? You think we're seeing future generations of wrestlers?
I think we're seeing future generations of a women's Shield. I would love to see a women's Shield down the line, but I don't know. We'll see.
It's kind of cute because you get these men who are really, like, they're larger than life, like I said before, and like they're manly men, and it's kind of cute because The Rock has it with his daughters. Like, the manliest guys end up with daughters, and I think it's kind of cool because, you know, someone like Charlotte grew up with, like, this influence, and I feel like we could see a future women's Shield main event.
That would be pretty awesome. Not even gonna lie, that would be pretty awesome. Great booking there, 101 right there.
It is great booking. And, you know, you said Cody. We talked about Cody. We talked about Jon Moxley. I hate to say this. Do we miss Jericho?
No. I think
that's weird, right?
It's interesting you said that, because I was actually thinking about that too. We went from the beginning of the year thinking about Jericho and how he's carrying AEW.
Yeah, we did.
And now it's gone to the point where almost Jericho has become an afterthought.
And we were putting him on, like, Mount Rushmores. We were like, hey, maybe Jericho is top 5 all time. Maybe Jericho belongs, like, with the upper echelon. And in a matter of, like, months, I would say ever since the Tequila Sunrise match, I don't know where he stands in terms of, like, even his status on AEW.
And that's what I'm saying, where he's still signed, he's still doing everything there, but that's the problem though. And that's why where Jericho, I feel, maybe got kind of complacent, where he's like, okay, I'm the big dog, everybody gotta follow me. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Now you have to follow a lot of other people who are firing on all cylinders.
We've been doing this show for like a month now. Not once have we truly gone into talking about Jericho.
We have not talked about Jericho.
That's kind of crazy, man.
It is crazy, but that's what I'm saying. It's because you have Jon Moxley, you have a Kenny Omega, you have the Young Bucks, you have all these AEW superstars shooting on all cylinders, while Jericho, yes, he was shooting on all cylinders, but he kind of slowed it down a little bit. Besides the whole him and MJF, the whole big.
And yeah. I almost think you're right. He got a little. I don't want to say he got complacent, because Jericho's always trying to reinvent himself. But in a way, when you compare it to everyone else, it is a bit complacent, because I'm not getting anything new. Like, even he still comes out and he wants people to sing. after a while, it's like, it's not hitting anymore. Like, you have to make that special. If the crowd wants to sing, you should flip them off and be like, I'm Jericho. Like, we're not getting, it's repetitive now. And I get it. It's still fun. It's still cool. But when everyone else is running on all cylinders, Jericho has to be careful, because right now the inner circle is not hot.
It's not, and that's what I'm saying. It used to be hot. Remember, it was the hottest thing in wrestling, and guess what happened? It's slowing down. It's slowing down because you have other people.
Someone like Darby Allin, even Jungle Boy, I feel like could come in, and I kind of want to see him more. I think that's weird, man. I just think it's been a weird year that Jericho has gone from the upper echelon to, we haven't even talked about him at all. I just thought of him right now because everyone's having babies and we're missing some of these people, and not once have we said, hey, let's put in Jericho. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. When it comes to AEW, you have to be shooting on all cylinders, because it's all eyes are on you. So what are you doing? How are you changing? Like Kenny said, how are you changing the dial?
Okay, so we addressed Kenny Omega, the Bullet Club. I still think the women's division in NXT and in WWE is the strongest.
Oh, most definitely.
Do you feel like AEW is making some improvements? I know that's been a conversation since AEW started. We've seen Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker's running on all cylinders.
With AEW Dark, with Britt Baker's show segment, which is called The Doctor's Office, doing great things there. I think they're highlighting more different women on the show. The only issue is, and that's what I'm saying, it's hard because you have so many people shooting on the different cylinders. Right now, it's not. It almost reminds me of how it used to be back in the Attitude Era, where everybody's fighting to get screen time. Everybody's fighting to get.
It does feel like that. It feels like the women are fighting for screen time. Instead of like an actual highlight of the show. You're right. It feels like the Attitude Era, because even though Trish was good, even though Lita was good, even though you had all these wrestlers that were good, they were fighting for screen time, because as good as you were, we wanted to see The Rock, Stone Cold.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, could you right now, can you argue right now and say, oh, we can put Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa, even though they're well liked, everybody loves Britt Baker, they love her as a heel, everybody is on board with Thunder Rosa. Would you rather see them, or would you rather see Kenny? Would you rather see them, or would you?
And even forget those names. Would you rather see Hikaru Shida instead of like any of the big names? You kind of don't, right?
Exactly. And that's why, again,
and that's unfortunate, because she's great. I feel like we're fighting for screen time, and I don't know what to do to improve that. I've said it multiple times. I feel like the WWE women's division, the past 3-4 years, the greatest women's division in history.
Agreed.
Can't beat that ever.
Agreed.
But I think we could do something better, and I don't know what it is, but we could do something.
But one thing that we have to do is we have to have patience. It takes time. Remember, it took a long time for WWE to be at where they're at, right? It took NXT women. It took them going to the main roster, right? They were already being established on NXT, right? So it was a slow year to year build, right?
But do you feel like it was actually slow because of them? I feel like it was slow because of the company itself.
But that's what I'm saying. The company. But that's what I'm saying. The company itself was slowly transitioning, right? I mean, for God's sakes, we're finally getting a full title reign for Sasha Banks, right? And how long has she been in the company?
The fact that Sasha's barely getting a title, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. So it takes time, because no matter what, yes, these women are amazing. They're larger than life already. They've got the things, but you have to understand, we barely got a Becky reign, hardly a Becky run. Charlotte got a run. Bailey got a run now, and now we're going for Sasha. So again, it takes time, right? And I think that's my thing. Take time too.
I know. I think it takes time because they're trying to establish themselves. I think we could establish a little more time for them, because I think there's talent there. I think there's a lot of talented women in that roster. I feel like even someone like Eva Elise, I feel like I've been following her since like Lucha Underground, and you have a lot of wrestlers that are still not that well known in the AEW roster that are good. They're good, man.
Yeah. Top Flight's one who legitimately, and I know they're guys, but they've also grown on me a lot. And even the whole situation going on with all the women with Big Swole, stuff like that, they're characters who I honestly love them a lot too. Can't wait to see
honestly,
more
we can't. AEW really, as much as I don't like some of the direction, like with the women's direction and some of the stuff. You're right. They all like Big Swole is really impressive. We have a lot of great wrestlers,
huge, man. And it's hard. Like Wardlow is growing on me too. Miro is also in the mix too, trying to get screen time, which is also very interesting.
Yeah.
You see a lot of people hating on him, and you got to remember, you got to wait, guys, because again, it's only one show. You're so used to seeing Raw, SmackDown, Raw. There's only one show and an AEW Dark. That's it. That's all they have.
And that's what Tony said about Miro. I'm not going to just throw him in there. Everyone's different, and Miro's going to take a while.
Yeah, it takes a while to create a superstar. It's not like WWE right now, where you have Roman Reigns, who is the tribal chief, but then you have what happened this past SmackDown, and it's like, shit.
Kevin Owens is really trying, man.
Trying to make some.
trying to make some.
Just saying.
Okay. All right. So as usual, I feel like AEW has been the beautiful meal every week. So that's been fun. Ace, I have my question of the week for you this week. Since we have Kenny Omega taking all the championships throughout the world, I want to know for this week's question of the week, what's your favorite championship of all time?
Of all time?
The belt. I want the actual belt. What's your favorite championship belt of all time?
Oh, that's a very hard one. I think right now, prestige-wise, well, are we talking like in terms of design?
If you had to buy one, and you have $1,000, and they're telling you could spend it on getting a official replica title, what would you get?
I would definitely get the Winged Eagle belt.
The wing belt?
Yeah.
What color?
White. I think the white strap looks great on any title.
The white strap, the Intercontinental white strap looked really good. I'm a big fan for the wing belt. Is always too good. It feels classic. It feels like you could earn it.
Nice.
It feels so nice. But I think naturally to me, and it's starting to fade a little. I think the WCW World Heavyweight Championship is forever my favorite.
Is it because it's so big? Is it because it's just a big?
It's big. It's like a big piece of gold that they just gave you. Like, that's great, man.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It felt. That's why I love the AEW title right now, because it feels. The big platinum feels like it carries.
The AEW belt really, compared to the WWE title, which feels a bit toyish, like the New Japan title, the IWGP, like it feels like heavy. Like you earned that, baby.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah. I want to give a shout out, Judo Magic.
Judo Magic.
Left us a comment.
Judo Magic.
You are cool. Yeah, you are cool. I appreciate it. We got a comment. I'm really happy about it. And I want more comments.
He's the front of the show already. Look at that.
I love that. Like if we could get more comments, we're getting viewers. We're getting viewers every week. So if you guys want us to talk about anything, do anything, please tell us.
I like that. Tell us what you want us, our opinion, to talk about. If you want to give us topics too to run down.
Give us a rundown.
yeah. Go ahead. Tell us what you want me and Beef Supreme to debate about. We'll debate it all day.
And we will debate all day. And I actually want to know people's favorite title, because I feel like that's really fun. Like everyone, like the fact that Kenny's gonna carry all these titles, which is, by the way, a little risky, because if your belt looks stupid next to the other titles, like that's a risky move, guys.
I agree. Also, shout out to TK for doing another paid advertisement during Impact Wrestling. I loved it. Loved that little ad.
We're gonna need a full podcast on just TK.
You're damn right. Love TK. By the way, make sure to follow us on all of our social medias using the hashtag WeeklyFinisher. Follow us at the Weekly Replay and check us out at theweeklyreplay.net. Be sure to like and subscribe this video at Roger Talks Wrestling. And hey, like we said, leave those comments and subscribe.
Subscribe, share with us, and share us with your friends.
Exactly.
Get to know us.
Get to know us, fam. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on everywhere. Do it. Hey.
Is that it? Are we done?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, stay safe out there. TLC is coming up. And
big fact.
That's it, man.
That's it. You have a good one.
Have a good time.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Woo!